So we actually ended up living in Bangalore as well because the offices are quite close, and that is when we started discussing what can be done. And both of us had this sort of a chull, I would say, to get into Web3, or not in Web3 actually, to do something of our own. I think we have been spending 12 hours, 14 hours in our jobs, and we were quite fed up. And Web3, I would say, came as a blessing for us. We got into the ecosystem. We did an hackathon. I said, I have COVID to my office. I did a fake COVID certificate on Photoshop. Rohit said his grandmom is ill. And we won a Community Choice Award there. It was the Solana India Hackathon last year. And I think that was a stepping stone for us, wherein we understood that the ecosystem is fairly new and there can be changes that we, at this nascent stage, can actually bring in the ecosystem as well. So both of us, we left our jobs in November, started working into Web3. I think we pivoted to 2 or 3 ideas initially. Last, we stuck ourselves on an NFT marketplace that we wanted to build on the Solana blockchain. While building the NFT marketplace, we realized that marketplace in itself is not a business, right? It's not something that they have built proprietary to themselves. That is not, I would say, copyable, or I would say can be copied by anyone else. So that is when we started figuring out what exactly should be the work of a marketplace. A marketplace work is not just letting people list and then letting other people either bid on it or sell it or buy it. The goal of a marketplace should be to help identify the users. What exactly should they buy? What exactly should they sell? When should they do it? And in what way should they do it? So that is when we shift to a lot of ideas, and we stuck around at NFTicker, which is in one line an NFT analytics and portfolio tracking platform. So we took it live for 2 chains, Ethereum and Solana. Reason being, we saw the ecosystem of NFTs increasing on Solana. And when a new blockchain comes in and the ecosystem grows, people tend to migrate between each other, and that becomes an even much more headache for people who are trading or investing or using NFTs on these 2 platforms. So that was the whole idea behind the product. I think we spent around 3.5 months building it, and last week Friday is when we did a beta launch. So it's an open beta that anyone can come and try out on the platform. Rohit will take us through a demo as to what can you do in terms of collections, and then what can you do in terms of portfolios of the wallet, NFT portfolios of wallets that is available on the ecosystem. Other than that, if any one of you do have NFTs, would request you to add your wallets to the chat. I'll get them processed, and then you can probably look at those portfolios much quickly after this call. And yes, I think over to Rohit for the demo.
Okay, thanks, Puru. I see some wallets have already come in, so people are adding. Good. Yeah, so our platform is divided into 2 sections. First section is Explore, where you can learn all about the collections that are currently in the market. And the other section is Portfolio, where if you are an NFT investor and you hold NFTs, you can look at your portfolio and make all sorts of decisions that you want. Whether you want to list an NFT at a particular marketplace, at what price should you lift it, which is the floor which your NFT has, and it's rare, and it will fetch you a good price. So all sort of those things are available. Let's deep dive into it. So this is an overall view of all the collections that are there on, not all the collections that we track on Solana and Ethereum. We have some curated collections for you at the top. These are the collections which are blue chips essentially. So BAYC is blue chip of ETH, DGOD is for Solana, and Doodles just made its way into a blue chip collection a couple months back. Below that, you can see all the collections which we currently track on our platform. We have filters for Sol, ETH, so if anybody wants to go for a particular chain, they can do that. Then there are all the performance supply related metrics available here. So let's say I want to look at the most trending collections right now, who has the largest 24-hour volume. I can sort on basis of that, and I can go and have a dig at that particular collection and analyze how it's doing right now. You have metrics ranging from supply owner ratio, what's the current market cap, what's the current floor price, how it has changed in the past few hours. So I can have a look at collections who had their floors increase the most, which is Godhead's NFT. So this one recently came out. You guys would have seen in NFT NYC a tweet became viral where a person was holding a play card saying God hates NFTs. So it's that collection. Yeah, so let's have a dig at one of the most famous collections, BAYC, and try to see what's happening inside. when I dig deeper into a collection, I am taken to the overall executive summary page. In this particular page, the first thing that I think every one of us should do is go and read about the collection more, join their Discord, see what activities happening over there, check out their Twitter, what announcements have they made, what kind of utilities do they have on their NFTs, uh, how many followers do they have, all sort of these things. Most important thing to look at is the announcement channel in the Discord and some of the pinned tweets that these guys have. We do not have time to do all of that right now, but that's the proper way to do it. Read more about it on their website, have a look at their team. This page gives you an in general idea what the collection is all about. You can read a short description here, but always do your own research. It launched on April 22, 2021. They have a very strong Twitter following, so about to be 1 million now. That's actually very nice. Floor is 98 ETH right now and down 1.51%. Okay. Strong. So this is actually a good circulating supply, 64%. In most of the collections, we have seen that very few owners own most NFTs of a collection. So the wealth distribution, if you would call it, is disproportionate. But here it looks okay. There are tokens. So 842 tokens out of these 10,000 are listed, which is fine. That's a good amount of diamond hands. So this collection has been in market for around a year now, more than a year now, and still there are 551 diamond hands. So diamond hands are people who minted the NFT and have not yet sold their NFT. So the NFT has been with them since the time of the mint. The NFT has not been sold on the secondary market. Whales. Okay, so what happened in BAYC is many whales were part of this collection, but they exited around 5-6 months ago and booked huge profits. We'll see that once we go right in, but now these numbers are very low. Performance stats. So average price has increased, sales are increasing, and volume. Okay, cool. These are some of the insights which we have listed down to make things easy for you guys. One more section is coming in which we will give more recent insights. So for example, in the last 24 hours, the volume has increased this much %, and you will have it right in front of you. So you don't have to look at all these metrics. But yeah, blue chip collection, strong social following, minting lasted for 9 days, market cap dropped. Okay, for the first time since mint. Cool. Let's dive in. So what I'd like to do is I like to look at the bigger picture first and then dig deeper in if I want to look at something which is very specific. So let's make this chart all time. And here we see that, okay, market cap constantly rose. So market cap is, you take every NFT of a collection at a point in time and you take the last sell price or the mint price of that NFT and add it across all of these NFTs. So the total value logged inside that collection, you can call it the market cap. It has decreased or actually it was constantly increasing since the time this collection got minted, but then it became stagnant or slightly decreased. So this indicates that the NFTs of this collection were sold at a loss. So, and it has happened quite recently. So after 4th May is when we entered the bear market. And this is actually very, very good performance because we have seen that in bear market caps have dropped, volumes have dropped for every collection, and this is still very nice. So they're holding on to it. That's really good. Looking at individual transactions. So this chart is very important because it gives us an idea of whether what kind of trades are happening in this collection, right? So as we see, most of these trades happen near floor only. So trades are not that much dispersed. I'll just go and look at the 3-month time period as well. Yeah, almost most of the trades are at the floor. But this chart gives us an idea of what trades are happening in a collection. So let me take you to another famous collection, which is MeBits. And here you will see a very strange phenomena, right? So look at this chart. These transactions do not look like transactions done by a person or a group of people, right? They look like programmed transactions. So you can see right away that these are wash trades. All of these transactions are wash trades. If we dig deeper into it, we will see that people have moved money. So A has sold to B, but the money which B has paid to A, he got it from A only. So the same wallet paid for buying that NFT. So these are wash transactions. Moving below, we can have a look at average and floor price. So let's look at the 3-month period and we see, okay, it has started going up recently. That's good. Generally, average price and floor price follow the same trend. That is why we have kept them together as well. Transactions and unique buyers. Okay, so when bear market came in, the number of people, it's still not at its very low, right? It's still maintaining it, because this is somewhere in November 2021 where it hit some lows, and now also it has not gone below it. So that's a good thing. Even volume has not dropped that much if you look at it. It's still at levels, some of the lower levels which it was at before, but not completely nil. So there are collections which we have seen that volume, the bars are not even visible, right? You won't even see this bar. Bear market has such an effect. Okay, an idea of what the average prices were, and then listed tokens. So this is one of the most important charts. It actually tells you whether the holders of this collection want to sell their NFTs or do they want to hold them. So we see that it was at an all, it was higher, but now it has actually come low. So this is a good indication. People do not want to sell their BAYCs. So that's a strong indicator for the collection. Looking at the owners, we see, okay, owners increased and then have remained almost flattish. So as I said, the more owners there are in a collection, the better it is, because the control is not in hands of one person, right? And holder date distribution. So this is also an important chart because it indicates that so 4.5 wallets out of these 6.5K holders have held this particular NFTs for more than 90 days. So this shows you that, and in recent days, there are very, very less people. So if I look at less than 30 days, there are only 464 and some 242. So almost like less than 1,000 people who have recently received their BAYCs. Other than that, most of the people are holding this collection. That's really good. You can have a look at top holders. So just click on any of them, and that will take you to our portfolio section where we can see the portfolio of this particular person. Let's cover portfolio here only because we have landed onto it. So this is the person, BAYC Bendao.eth. He holds a total of 330 NFTs, 19 ETH, 19K ETH in revenue and 61 spent. Wow. An ROI of minus 68%. Okay. And there are different filters that you can play with. So if I exclude marketplace fees, would I be having positive ROI? Oh no, it doesn't change anything. But on Ethereum, gas is a big part, right? So as soon as you exclude gas fees, okay, nothing happened in this person. Very slight change, 554 to 520.
So that means I think he's bought costlier NFTs, but he's bought less number of NFTs.
Less number of NFTs, okay. And if we look at complete trades, so complete trades are NFTs which you have bought and then sold, excluding so that is why the NFTs held is 0 when you have the complete trade filter as on. It's a 61%. So this person has actually made a huge amount of loss. And you can also look at everything in USD. So USD is at the time when NFT trade happened, what was the price of this particular cryptocurrency against the USD. And then also he looks and loss. So yeah, play around with these filters. Then have a look at your inventory. In one snapshot, so he holds BAYC, Wagmi NFT flyers, some Azukis as well. That's a healthy distribution. No recent buys and sales. Okay. And if we look, so this is the inventory of that particular person. It's grouped by collection. So inside each collection, you can see how many NFTs he has held, bought, sold, minted. Everything is coming 0 for this particular person. Okay.
Why don't you move on to Pranksy sample wallet? I think
Yeah,
there's
yeah. He must have he must have gotten these NFTs through transfers. So he has
yes.
not bought or minted. He has actually got these NFTs from transfers.
This could be the user's cold wallet, not their hot
Yes.
wallet.
Yes. That is why we do not even see uh, the ROI is negative as well.
Yes.
Okay. So this is one of the big users of Solana, which is Pranksy, and his wallet is a delight to look at. Uh, he'll do the same things here. Okay, you can try it out like at your own time. But he owns Gods Unchained 16,000 NFTs right now. Wow. CryptoKitties 2000. Okay. And if we come below here, we can see that this is his current inventory. And at the very top, we will find the collections that we currently track. So they will have the floor and market cap data with them as well. He has bought 108 NFTs of Doodles. He's currently holding them. He bought 139 and sold 22. And if we dig deeper into this collection inventory, you can see each NFT, right? So you have this Doodle 4271 acquired at a price of 32K. Max trade floor and trade. So this is very important. Let's say I want to list this particular NFT for sale. What price should I list it at? So first thing to do is you can look at crypto as well, but what I would like to do is go to USD and see what dollar price did I buy it at. Okay, so this was $32K dollars, and right now this particular NFT has a trait called head rainbow. So if you look at the icon, there's a rainbow head, right? And the lowest price, lowest listed price of any NFT of this particular trait is 88K. So I can list my NFT for 88K. It would be the lowest which has this trait, and I would still be able to sell it off. So this gives me an idea of what at what price should I list my NFT at. Acquisition type was sales, so he bought this particular NFT. And if you want to look at it, you can go to the Explorer and have a deeper look at this NFT. The next section is activity, where you can get a date range, like you can give a date range, and you will have all of these metrics, right? The ones you had above, you will have everything. USD, crypto, you can change the currency as you want. You also have how many NFTs have you bought till now and how many have you sold. So he has bought so many. Wow. 287 K NFTs. That's huge. For each activity, you can see that which marketplace was it bought from, how much was the fees, how much was the gas. Some of these things are not populated here, but for contracts, they should be. Yeah, so you get a distribution of what price was it, what was the marketplace fees, gas fees, royalties, all of those things, right? Yeah, that's pretty much about the portfolio section. And now let's jump back into the collection deep dive. One more thing to point out here, some weird activities that we find, right? So in owners, let's have a look at, we had a look at Meebits, okay? So let's have a look at Doodles, right? And if you look at owners for Doodles, you will see that so there was a sharp drop in the owners around 23rd Feb to 2nd March. So even if I I have not read about this collection anywhere, I can right away know that something happened here. And when I go and read more about it on socials, it actually turns out that Doodles recently introduced space doodles, and people started converting their doodles to space doodles. So the time at which this drop happened, actually doodles were getting converted to space doodles. So you can get an idea of these sort of things happening using the on-chain activity of this particular collection. Moving below, you have top diamond hands and their balances. How many NFTs are held by diamond hands? So this is a really good indicator of whether the diamond hands, the people who minted the NFTs, how are they behaving? So we see here that they have been constantly declining. as I told, whale owners, many whales minted this particular collection, but most of them exited, and this shows that to some degree. Holders also owned. Another great data point to have: what other collections do these holders own? So BAYC guys will always have like MAYC, Board Ape Kennel Club. So all of these are sister collections. Yuga Labs is their umbrella organization. And profit leaderboard. So these are the people who have made most money in this collection. So you can have a look at each of these wallets, and inside this collection, only like trading BAYC, this person has generated an ROI of 17,000%. Wow, huge. He spent 1.76 and he has a revenue of 318 ETH. You can even sort this particular data. So I can sort it on revenue, and I can see the person who has made the most revenue and whether his ROI was positive or negative. So someone has made 1.6K ETH at an ROI of 274%. I can dig deeper into this wallet. That will take me to the portfolio section of this wallet. Activity, like if you want to see the recent sales, transfers, whatever has happened, on which marketplace has this happened. If you want to look at any particular activity in a point in time, let's say I want to find out like what was the maximum, like you can do that, right, using this particular table. Moving forward, this is the mint data. So what happened at the time of mint shouldn't be more, like all of us think it shouldn't be relevant right now in this particular market, but it actually provides us a very good idea of how the collection has evolved over time. We see here that when the mint started, it was nothing. BAYC did not mint, right? Till 30th of April, only like 30 BAYCs were minted. And then came Pranksy. Pranksy minted 1200 BAYCs, and he put it up on social media, and it went crazy. It all followed since then. There was a huge spike at the very end of this graph, so indicates that all the BAYCs were minted after that. So people followed him, all of them minted. And right now, a fun fact, Pranksy owns 0 BAYCs. So he has exited out of all of his trades.
I think he's seen his life-changing money by having 1250 NFTs minted for 100 ETH and selling for over 10,000, 20,000.
Yeah, then you became millionaire. Okay, so this is Pranksy's wallet, mint test profile. So he spent 100 ETH. We can see he spent right here, and number of minted tokens were 1250. We can have a look at more minters profiles as well, and minters also owned. So this is what those minters owned at that point in time. So God's Unchained cards, okay, 16,000. So that is why Pranksy still has them, because Pranksy still had some God's Unchained cards in his inventory, and he minted them long ago. Okay, CryptoKitties as well. So he has not sold these two things, but he has sold BAYC. Yeah. Socials is how have their members trended over time. Okay, we see a sharp fall in Discord members. Something must be going on here. So good thing we can investigate this particular data point. Other than that, mostly remain constant over time. We only started tracking them in May, so we have that much data. Since May, Twitter followers have grown consistently, which I don't think is stopping anytime soon. This data is a bit noisy at times, because sometimes tweets happen and they skyrocket. Other times it's like normal retweets. But yes, all in all, BAYC. So last section is rarity.
Rohit, before rarity, can we look at the social of Boryuko?
Yes, let's do that. So one more thing, inside Shadowy Supercoder. So there is staking, which happens mostly in collections, which we did not get in BAYC. But if staking happens, you will see something like this. So you will see that top holders, they own, like one wallet will have almost all of the NFTs inside it. And this happens in some collections in which when you stake a NFT, the stake escrow which holds that NFT becomes the owner of that NFT. So this is that account. You can view it on Etherscan and SolScan. So Shadowy Supercoder is a Solana collection, but yes. This is a stake account, so beware of such, because you might uh, get a false sense that okay, one owner owns 9,000 NFTs. So that's not the case here. It's actually staked. And as Puru said, let's look at socials of Boryuku Dragons as well. And okay, yes, we see a very sharp drop in Discord members here. Active members almost remain the same. Okay, Twitter has also declined. Yeah, so these trends, we can provide a lead here, but really, like, if you need to have a deeper understanding, you need to uh, go to their Twitter and check out what happened. Uh, but yeah, this is a negative indicator. I won't buy this collection right now. Finally, we have the rarity section where you can like toggle between a table view, or you want to view cards. You can view the price versus rank graph. Okay, this looks interesting. So the most profitable, if I want to, like, let's say buy a VAYC, most profitable for me would be the one which has a lowest rank and lowest price. So the one at the very corner, right? I'm not going to select this, but yeah, this one, rank 41. This one would be the BAYC I would go for right now. These are all the listed BAYCs. So you can check the number of any BAYC from here. And if you want to buy it, just search. So I can search for, let's say, 9564. And I can buy now. That will take me to OpenSea. So our data, yeah. So you can, like, right now buy this particular collection at the price of 250 ETH. Yes, there are multiple options available here. You can sort it based on rank, price, NFT name. You can have a range for yourself. Let's say you don't have deep pockets, you want to buy, like, limit your budget. You can do that here. You can filter on traits, any kind of trait you want. So there are, if you're looking for something very specific, you have a taste, you can filter for those traits. And I think that's all that we have in store. Puru, you would like to add anything? Yeah.
No, I think you've brilliantly covered it. So this is sort of the offering that we have as of now, and we have this for both the chains. Rohit, the whole analysis Rohit did was for Ethereum. If you are a trader on Solana, you can have the entire same analytics portfolio that you require for that chain as well.
Brilliant. And I think Arun was asking that question. Let me repeat that. So the data is automated, synced time to time, right? Or every time I log in, I, as a user, is there a way I can save those views and rerun those? Like the way you went to BAYC and then you could see this. So if there is a way I could save those views for me as an ongoing analysis, I could do that, right?
Yes. So we do have a watch list section that we want to add at a later stage, wherein you don't have to look at all the collections. You select a specific set of collections. Okay. Secondly, for now, the platform has a 24-hour data refresh. So we refresh all the collection data every 24 hours. Again, the reason being lower rate limited APIs and lower AWS costs. But on the portfolio section, we do it instantly. So even if you do a transaction, let's say 2 seconds from now, you come to a platform, you refresh your page, you will get the portfolio real time. But yes, collection data, we did not see the current requirement to make it real time. That is why that we have kept at a 24-hour interval.
Fantastic. I think fantastic. I think there are a couple of queries that was coming. Arul had a good, engaging session, so you guys can ping Arul. He's building something, and he's been in Foundership. Some of the master classes he was doing it. So fantastic guy to get in touch. Krishna was asking some questions. I think that is already. Atul had a question. Atul, you have a question if you want to come in. Guys, feel free to come in if you have any questions. Nias and Dilpreet and others. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions if you have. I'm just looking at the comments to see if anything that missed out. No, I don't think there is anything that missed out. Fantastic. So I think this is a wonderful, quick tool and very useful, because a lot of this data is very impossible. In fact, almost it's impossible to know. From anybody who's trying to jump in. In the market. When I was trying to do like at least a couple of months back, it's just blind case, right? With at least this, you have a healthy analytics right there, which says, hey, what is it? And accordingly you can take a decision. So great to have you guys present these and walk through the tools. Happy to keep the recording for folks to come in time to time and have a look. And the community is right there. Do engage, guys. Anybody else have an idea for Rohit and Puru, please feel free to ping them one-to-one and extend your support however you could. Right. So I think with that, if there are no questions, we would be done.
Yeah, I just have one thing. If any of your friends or if any of you guys are connected to anyone who's, let's say, been in the NFT market, right? Who's, let's say, traded a good amount of either on Ethereum or Solana in the last 6 months or 8 months, do help us connect with them, because we are sort of looking for users that we can, let's say, work with now and understand what are the exact next steps that we need to be building and what are the next set of features and developments that we need to do so that we solve the major pain points now. I think our base is done. Now we just have to finish it out. And for that, we are trying to go to users, understand the user stories and figure out pain points on there.
Okay. While you're saying it, I just did that on the chat called Puru Meet Lavin. So ping Lavin if you don't know him already, or you don't know already. Lavin is a good friend based out of Mumbai. He's an OG in the NFT space.
Sure. Wow. Great. Thanks, Santosh.
Right. So, and there's somebody else, I'll ping it, DM wise, he doesn't open up on the Twitter. So I'll ping and connect the two and on the DM to him. Vijay is there.
That'll be great, Santosh.
Super. Thank you guys. Awesome having you in this episode.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you so much.
Bye.